Hello, DG sisters. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Monday, and happy Monday starting this week here. And I'm so excited that we get to do our coffee chats. Yay! So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Donna Rudowitz, and I am a licensed clinical social worker as well as a rapid transformational relationship coach. So essentially what that means is I help you to heal your soul fracture post-divorce. I help you to reclaim your brilliance, to fall in love with yourself, to really get started on your life that has been maybe stuck for a period of time. Hi, Diane. Hi, Amy. Good morning. It's so nice to see everybody. And Michelle's here too. Wow, this is a wonderful way to start a Monday. And I figured we'll have a Mindset Monday moment to start our week. Hi, Paula. So good to see you. And what I wanted to talk to you today about is this essence of really taking a hold of your life and really making the decisions to take action to move yourself forward. So the common thing when I speak to women on the phone, I speak to hundreds, if not thousands of women every single year. And these are women just like yourself who have maybe their heart had been hurt, they've been divorced, there's been a soul fracture, there's been something going on, they're successful, they've got most of their life together, they've got good family, they've got good friends. It's this relationship thing with themselves as well as this relationship thing of wanting to bring in a partner because they know they need to do the work on themselves now, right? They know that there's internal work to do, but they also know they're not quite ready to bring in this person. Maybe they've tried and it's just showing up. They're looking for their knight in shining armor, and we keep getting idiots wrapped in tinfoil, understanding that what we're putting out there may not be the right message. So there's a little bit of this pause to say, wait a minute, this is the time for me to do the work on myself. So I can, number one, get my life in order, get my heart in order, get my soul healed so that when I'm ready to bring in the person, because I do want to spend my life with someone, and you get to choose what that's like. You could be married, it could be a relationship, it could be whatever you want it to be, but you're not ready to live the rest of your life on an austerity budget when it comes to love. You don't want to spend the rest of your life alone. So if this is you, if you're in the point of your life where, again, you're successful, you've got good things going for you, you got your job in order and your house in order, and it's really this relationship thing with yourself, you're in the right place for today's coffee chat. So going back to the conversations I have, I'm going to share with you the most common things that I hear. And that is the number one is this people-pleasing behavior, right? That's meaning doing so many things for other people, wanting to do things for other people, people-pleasing. And then, unfortunately, there's a little bit of a fine line there because there's a fine line between being kind and being nice, right? So kind means you're standing in your value system, that you have boundaries, that you're not going to do things for other people and at the same time throw yourself under the bus, and that there's this concept of that there's a big straw and the little straw, and that you pull the little straw, right? So when you're people pleasing and you're being nice, what's happening is there's this, it's a power differential. Someone's winning and someone's losing. And here at DG, we don't work on a power differential. Hi, Michelle. We don't work on a power differential because if we allow someone else to set our power set point, we will likely end up coming out with the shorter stick. So here at Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond is when we're operating in a kind way is we're setting our power. We're setting where we're standing, and we could be kind and help someone out. We could be kind to see if someone else needs assistance, but we're not going to throw ourselves under the bus. We're not going to do the work in spite of ourselves. We're going to do the work in conjunction with the other person, right? So people pleasing is something that I see constantly on my phone calls when I'm speaking to women. The other thing is the confidence and the self-worth. Now, this is quite an interesting topic to think about because most women that I'm speaking to at work and at home and even in friendships and intimate relationships with friends and with family, there's a level of power, there's a level of confidence, there's a level of, I got this, I could do this. There's a level of decision making, there's a level of certainty. But it's quite interesting that those same tools that we use at work don't apply to us personally. I can't tell you how many times I have conversations with women who are very successful at work, very successful in their life, but when it comes to their own personal struggle, the level of confidence and self-worth isn't quite where they want it to be. And what I want to tell you, if that is you, congratulations, you're normal, you're a healthy human being. The difference is that we haven't developed the tool set on the personal side, and we can do that because the tool set that we use in business, the tool set that we use at work, the tool set that we use in our families isn't the same tool set when it comes to developing our own life, creating our own life, healing our soul fracture, and bringing in the soulmate we want. It's a completely different set of tools. So if you are feeling that, man, I'm at work, I could be badass and I could be confident, but when it comes to my own life, I'm just not. There's no shame, blame, or condemnation. It's not because you're not strong. Hi, Lee. It's so good to see you. Hi, Julie. It's not because you're not strong. It's not because you don't have the skills to hold a level of healthy power. And let me rephrase that. Healthy power at work and healthy power in yourself. You just haven't learned the right tools yet. And so what ends up happening is, I'm going to give you a perfect example. At work, there's a project that needs to get done. You evaluate the project, you go out and you search for what vendors or what things need to be taken care of. You do your research, and then the vendor gives you an investment, and there's not even a shadow of a doubt. You do it and you move on and the project gets done. Now, isn't this interesting when it comes to ourselves, that the moment we say, I really do not want to live in this way anymore. I'm done living a fraction of my life. I'm done living a portion of my life. I'm ready to do the work on myself. I'm ready to bring in my soulmate. So you begin to search out assistance. You begin to search out what it is you need. That help comes to you. And it's quite interesting that when the investment time comes to invest in yourself, the one thing that we normally will say is, oh, that's a lot of money, or I can't do that. Do you see how it's not sort of correlating? Why is it more important at work to have the investment, and why is it less important personally to invest in yourself? And it's quite interesting to me, but I understand where it's coming from, because at work we have a certain level of value, and we have a certain level of power, and we have a certain level of confidence we're standing in. And when it comes to ourselves and our own personal work, we're developing it. We may not have that level of power or confidence or self-worth. So the one thing that I wanted to talk to you about in Coffee Chat today is letting you know just how much you are worth. Hi, Pamela. Thank you, Lee. I really appreciate that. I want you to know just how much you are worth. There is not a dollar that could be put on your value and worth. And I'm going to tell you, when people call me to do the work here at DG and beyond, it's an investment. I'm not going to lie to you. But I have the investment that is appropriate for the level of work that you want to get back. And the level of investment isn't because I'm trying to force you or to sell you something. The level of investment here at DG it's a level of investment that you're worth, right? If you think about what you're worth when you invest at the business level, this is the model when you invest at your personal level, right? Where you're investing in yourself to do the work because you're showing the universe what you are worth. So you've got to claim your worth and your value. And I know it's different. See, this is the thing that I want everybody to understand. When you're doing the work on yourself, it's going to feel different. It's going to feel, your brain is going to tell you, oh my gosh, maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe this is not the right thing. But I will tell you, I speak to women 20 years past where their divorce was, and they could still be stuck. Right? So let's say, for instance, and I think I've shared this with you before, I've been doing this work for almost 20 years at this point. But about 10 years ago, I really began doing the work at the level that I'm doing. And I've taken notes of the conversations that I've had with women, and I will touch base with them 10 years later. And I will tell you 90 to 95% of them are in the same place when I spoke to them 10 years ago. And here's why. They didn't do the level of work on themselves, and they kept repeating the same patterns. So they just came out of a relationship only to find out that they could do it on their own and trying to figure it out. They enter into a new relationship, and by the time I touched base with them 10 years later, they were at the second or third relationship. And this is the reason why this doesn't have to be you. It was quite interesting because I was speaking to a girlfriend of mine who's been through divorce care, and you may have heard of it. It's held by usually local churches. It's usually for women who are wanting some help and support with divorce. And I have nothing that I'm going to say negatively about divorce care, in the sense that it is a perfect tool for so many people. But the one thing that I do not agree with divorce care is when you go into divorce care, they have two principles. One, they're looking at you as you're broken, and they keep saying you're broken, you're broken. And my principle is you are not broken. You are fully whole. You went through a time of your life. You went through a divorce. Now, the marriage part may not be working for you anymore. The divorce is something that was difficult, but you are whole. You are not broken. The second piece that they tell you is it's going to take you half the time to heal from your divorce as you were married. So if people are married 25 or 20 years, so they're pretty much, I guess we're being told that it has to take 10 years to heal. That is not the truth. We get work done in 3 months. And so this is where you have to be careful of what society tells you, right? Society is going to tell you so many things based upon the limitations. But we here at DG, we don't kind of live our life and live where we're going based upon limitations. We live on the abundance. And I want you to know that it doesn't have to take 10 years to heal your heart. And I also want you to know that you can have what you want. You could have the life you want, the relationship you want, and it doesn't have to be one or the other. You don't have to be drawing the short straw or the long straw. You're going to decide, this is the straw I want, this is the length that I want it, and this is the life I'm living, and that's it, because we don't tolerate anything else. There is no plan B. And this is the part that's so important, is the focus and the drive and where you're going. And Michelle, so glad that you asked. What I'm going to do is, in the bottom of this video, there'll be an invitation for a breakthrough call with me. And what we do on this breakthrough call is we have half hour to 45 minutes where we roll up our sleeves and we chat, and I hear where you're at. And I give you my best guidance on what your best next steps are for you. Because even though we're all coming to the table, gone through a divorce, and our soul has been hurt and we have a fracture, everybody has an individual path that we're on. So I can't give a swift recommendation. But for me, at Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond, my program is a 12-week rapid transformational program. So that might be appropriate for you, or there may be another way appropriate. But this is what we do at Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond. So what I'm talking about, how emphatically that I'm talking, and how I'm talking with a level of certainty, is something that we do here at DG, and this is something I teach you to do. And I want you to understand, and I want you to know that what I'm teaching you, number one, I'm never going to teach you something that I haven't done myself. And number two is I'm going to save you 10 years, because this took me 10 years to figure out and learn that I want to shave off of your growth pattern, right? Because 10 years is a really long time. And if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, that's a waste of time, right? It's a waste of time. We want to be able to live our life now and do the work now. So this is the part going back to there is no plan B. And I know in the past, 10 years ago, when I was first starting this journey, I wasn't focused. I knew in my head what I wanted, but I was sort of going back and forth to different things. I was doing the courses, I was doing the books, I was on this coach, I was on that coach, I wasn't sure. And then I would go out, I would try something and it wouldn't work, or then I would say, okay, let me go on Match today, and then I would be on Match for a little while, and I would come back because I would just get so frustrated. And so it became this sort of journey of frustration. And so what I want to give you is the knowing that it doesn't have to be frustrated, and the knowing that you could have your life, and the knowing that it doesn't have to take years, but it's finding the right sources. And here at DG, this is the right source, right? Whether you work with me or not is, where we're here is having the chats. But if you're really ready to do the work with me, consider coming to Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond, because this is exactly what we do. We get focused, we get committed, and we put the plan in place that we're not accepting anything less than our exceptional life. We're not going to follow suit to where the world is telling us, because the world is going to kind of have you on a wild goose chase, only to find out you're looking 10 years back and you're saying, what the hell happened to my 10 years of life, right? What happened? What happened to this life? Think about where you are now. If you're in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, living life now is what you want to do. Living life now, enjoying life even as you're waiting for your partner to come in, because this is not about having a partner and then living life. This is living life while attracting your partner and then enjoying life with him as well. because years are going by. Years are going to go by, and that's what we don't want to do, is we don't want to look back 10, 15 years from now and say, what the heck happened? I can't believe I'm in this place. We're already here. We're already in that space. You're probably thinking, I can't believe this is my life. What the hell happened? What happened? I cannot believe this is my life. So let's not make that what your future is going to be. Let's draw the line in the sand. Let's get you living your life. We're coming into, we're well into October. We're coming into holiday time. This is a time where if you draw the line in the sand and you begin to do the work, you could be entering the new year in such a different, empowered state. Because if you're empowered at work and you're empowered in the level of confidence and worth you have at work, can't you be empowered in personal? Can't you have that level and confidence in your personal life? Of course you can. We just have to learn how to do it. And we have to stop minimizing where we're at, right? We have to stop minimizing that I'm going to do the work tomorrow, or I'll do the work when, or I'll do the work if this is in place. So let me get this in place and let me get that in place, because guess what happens? Your life is going by. Your life is living you, but you're not living it. All right? We're entering into the state of just surviving and not thriving. And to me, that's a tragedy. You are a treasure. The world needs you to be operating at the best you could be. Your loved ones need you to be operating at the best you could be. Your work needs to be operating at the best you could be. Your soul, because what the people and the life that you're meant to live is not going to be able to be fulfilled if you're just surviving on crumbs. And the key is, and I hope I could say this to you in a loving and most loving way, is stop tolerating crumbs. We have this level of acceptance because we've been hurt so much. Our heart has been hurt. We have this level of armor on, but that armor isn't protecting you anymore. It's hurting you. All right? So I hope that's okay for me to say. And Lynn, I had to take authority with a boss who's held me back, empowering feeling, absolutely. And also, thank you for your reinforcement. I really appreciate you saying that, because when we stand in ourselves, we could be standing in our highest self. We could be standing at our highest level of integrity, in full alignment, holding our boundaries, being kind, not being nice, right? We're not throwing ourselves under the bus, because no one is going to rein in your horse except for you. If you're waiting for someone to do it, or some miracle to happen, or some sort of something to fall out of the sky that's going to give you everything in alignment, it's not happening. It is possible to have your life the way you want. It is possible to have and live an amazing life, but you've got to take the action. You've got to first decide where you're driving or you're riding this horse. The horse is just going to go wherever it wants to go. You've got to take a hold of the reins. You've got to sit on the horse. You've got to sit in the saddle. You've got to put your legs around that horse. You've got to learn how to hold the reins, and you've got to direct this freaking horse, right? Because your life is going to take you somewhere. And if you're not going to direct it, it's going to direct you. And I can guarantee you this, guys. I can guarantee you this. And this is why I'm so emphatic, is you've got to direct it. So Lee, where's the happy medium to lowering the armor versus wearing our heart on the sleeve? This is a very good question. So here's the answer. We've got to learn, number one, how to love ourselves. And that means that we have subconscious belief patterns and behaviors that have been embedded in our system that aren't necessarily making the best decisions for ourselves. So when we uncover the past patterns, beliefs, and behaviors that no longer serve us, we free ourselves from this pre-programmed mind and conditioned belief patterns and thoughts that we no longer need, and we're able to replace them with the ones we do need. And when we do that, the medium comes organically. This is not something you have to force. This is not something that's uncomfortable. And it also takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day, and it's extending grace and doing the forgiveness work and doing the work on rebuilding trust. And what I will tell you, Lee, the most important person is doing that within yourself first. So let's go, guys. It's Monday. Let's go take the world. Let's go take our lives. Let's make the decision. And if you're ready to do the work here at DG, come over to DG. I'm putting the link below. I'll see you guys later. Have a great rest of the day. Bye.